Let's take a look at division with divisors up to 100. Andrew cuts 60 slices of pizza and divides them among his 5 friends evenly. How many pizza slices does each friend get? Okay, well, if he has 60 slices and he's dividing them evenly among 5 friends, that would be 60 divided by 5. Now, if you're really good with your math facts, you might know 60 divided by 5 off the top of your head. And if you do, you can go ahead and fill it in. But if you're not sure and you need to think it through a little bit, a good way to do that is to write the problem like this and say 60 divided by 5. And the reason that's helpful is because now I can go one digit at a time. So first, I would think, well, how many times does 5 go into 6? Well, 5 goes into 6 one time, right? 1 times 5 is 5. So I'm going to subtract that 5 to see how many I would have left over. Well, 6 minus 5 leaves me with 1. And 5 doesn't go into 1. So I would have to bring down my next digit of 0. And now I'm thinking of this as 10 divided by 5. How many times does 5 go into 10? 2 times, right? 2 times 5 is exactly 10. So I have nothing left over. So 60 divided by 5 is 12, or there are 12 pizza slices per friend. Michaela is dividing up her 10 toys evenly up into 5 boxes. How many toys are in each box? Well, if she has 10 toys divided by 5 boxes, we would say 10 divided by 5. Now in this case, since it's 10 divided by 5, I think we can do some mental math here and say 10 divided by 5 is 2. So there were 2 toys in each box. The library is getting rid of 20 old books. 4 people come and take all the books, dividing them equally. How many books does each person get? Okay, well, if they have 20 books and they're dividing them equally by 4 people, we would think of that as 20 divided by 4. Okay, and this is one that hopefully you know, 20 divided by 4. And another way to think of that is 4 times what number would give me 20? Well, 4 times 5 would give me 20. 20 divided by 4 is 5. So that means they get 5 books per person. Michaela gives out 40 slices of cake evenly between 5 friends. How many slices does each friend get? Okay, well, if we have 40 slices and we're dividing them by 5 friends, we would say 40 divided by 5. Okay, so another way to think of 40 divided by 5 is 5 times what number would equal 40, right? You can think of your inverse. Well, 5 times 8 would give me 40, so 40 divided by 5 is equal to 8. So that means each friend gets 8 slices. Sophia bakes a cake, which she slices up into 20 pieces. If Sophia divides them among 10 plates to give to 10 neighbors, how many pieces of cake does each neighbor get? Okay, well, she has 20 pieces that she's dividing 10 ways for those 10 neighbors. So this would be 20 divided by 10. Now remember, we have a special pattern when we're dividing by 10. When we're dividing by 10, you could say, well, 2 divided by 1 is 2, and then as the 0, there was 1 0 here and 1 0 here, so there's no zeros in my answer. So 20 divided by 10 is 2. And again, to double check it, right, 10 times 2 is 20. So there's 2 pieces of cake for each neighbor. Christopher bakes a cake, which he slices up into 90 pieces. If Christopher divides them among 6 plates to give to 6 neighbors, how many pieces of cake does each neighbor get? Okay, so this problem, if it's 90 pieces, and that's divided evenly by 6 people, we would think 90 divided by 6. Now, if you know off the top of your head 90 divided by 6, you can go ahead and pick it. If you need a little help thinking it through when you have a bigger number like 90, sometimes it's helpful to write it this way, 90 divided by 6, because now we can go one digit at a time. Instead of thinking of 90 all at once, I can say, well, how many times does 6 go into just the 9? Well, 6 goes into 9 one time, right? 6 times 1 is 6. So if I subtract that, I'm left over with 3. 6 doesn't go into 3, so I have to bring down my 0. And now I can think, well, how many times does 6 go into 30? Well, 5 times, right? 6 times 5 is exactly 30. And that leaves me with nothing left over. So 90 divided by 6 is 15.